talking now? I can't hear you. Good morning, y'all good?
Man, this is amazing. First of all, thank you, Michael Rubin. Thank you, Fanatics, everybody that's involved with this for giving us an opportunity to come share our platform on your platform. We cannot be more thankful than you inviting us out. So again, thank you, Michael Rubin, and everybody involved with Fanatics. An unbelievable event, the best event going in the world today that involves fans and some sports celebs. So again, thank you very much. Give yourself a round of applause. You know what, guys? We're not going to take up too much time because we know you guys want to hear from these guys. Guess what we got today? We got the tribal chief coming to the stage.
Fanatics Fest. Acknowledge me. Let's get it. I like it. I like it. I like it. OTC. 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 OTC.
Hey, listen, Roman, you and Jalen, you guys have been friends for some time now. How did that relationship start?
Well, we actually just met for the first time. Yeah, I mean, it's I think something that from a distance we've admired each other's work. We've had a high respect for what we've been able to do in our separate fields. So yeah, I mean, this was a long time coming. It's actually very cool to meet Jalen and expand the friendship.
It's been a magical ride for you. But Ray invited you to Madison Square Garden. What can we expect tonight?
What to expect tonight? Honestly, I'm just happy to be surrounded by this aura over here, honestly. Just to be out there with him, I think it's going to be a great time. But I'm going to follow in his footsteps. Obviously, he's the tribal chief, so I'm going to follow suit.
The king of New York, you just got to show up, baby. That's it. And just show up to the garden, and I'll handle the rest.
Hey, Roman, I seen you played D tackle in college. You played in the ACC at Georgia Tech. First team all defense. What was the transition like from football to wrestling?
Well, the first time I had to put the underwear on, that sucked. No, I mean, there's a lot of things that translate. I think the physicality, the toughness, the charisma, and I wasn't like Ocho. I was a D tackle, so, I would talk shit to the O-line, but, not on the level of, captivating the whole world, you know what I mean? So some people have to, really tap into that and figure it out, and that was where, for me, everything in the ring and, the physicality of it all, that was easy for me. the public speaking, it was the character development, it was the psychology of performance and storytelling. It was all the little micro, nuances of performing arts. The athletics were easy.
Yeah. If you think about it, a lot of you guys transition seamlessly, like the transition from football to wrestling. Ernie Ladd transition, Wahoo McDaniel transition, Lex Luger transition, Rock, you and Rock are the more famous ones that transition. What was it about? Did you have aspirations of playing in the NFL? It's like, okay, well, I got to transition to something else because this doesn't seem to be going my way. Let me see what else I can do.
Well, that was always it, man. I didn't really I wanted to either play football or wrestling was like a true backup.
Okay.
It was tough because my whole life was surrounded by it. Even when I was doing good in football, it would end up being like, so your dad wrestled? And it was like, yeah, he did. And so did all my other family. But let's talk about football, you know what I mean?
Right.
I just wanted to get outside of the shadow of wrestling, and it ended up coming back tenfold. But I was able to build my career up to what it is now and kind of create my own path and also represent my legacy. But it was always either football or wrestling the whole time. But I mean, there was a long time where it was like, this football thing has to work out. It was everything to me, and the game, it kind of, it quit me due to circumstances with my health and everything. So it was a really abrupt and just out of nowhere, closing of that chapter. And I wasn't like ready for it. I didn't know how to handle it. I was 22 years old. I was being diagnosed with leukemia at the time. My oldest was being born shortly thereafter. So my whole world got flipped upside down, and for me to kind of, land on my feet it's a blessing from God.
It's always great to have that backup plan. Jalen, it's been a magical 26 for you. NBA Cup MVP, Eastern Conference MVP, In your wildest imaginations, in your dreams, could you have dreamed 2026 would have been any better than what it turned out being?
Yes, he did.
In all honesty, no. But I'll say this: like, you'd be surprised of what could happen when you focus on the little things. Like if you just focus on just getting better every single day, trusting your work, trusting your habits. Even when things don't go your way, just continue to trust it. I always felt the need to get better, and regardless of what role I was in. Thank you, appreciate it. No matter what role I was in, like in Dallas, I was playing behind Luka, but I just accepted that role and just kept getting better, just working to be the best I can be. And then once I got to New York, my role changed a little bit. But I was already working for that. It was something I was comfortable in. So once the opportunity came about, I just kept working, and you just never know when you're going to break through something like that.
Joe and we were talking. Down 29 points. And Joe, I remember Joe texting me like, man, this is going to be a 7-game series. And then you guys cut it to 16. When did you realize, honestly, that you guys had a chance to win that ball game being down 29?
I think, honestly, the beginning of the fourth. Beginning of the fourth. So we went into halftime, and obviously there really wasn't much that was to be said. Usually we watched a little bit of film. Yeah, Mike didn't really.
You didn't want to watch that horror movie.
Mike didn't really want to watch it, but yeah, we just kept saying, just keep cutting it down. Cut it to 15 by the fourth. It was 90-75 with 12 minutes to go, and now we just kept cutting and chipping away. And just found a way.
Y'all had such a magical run in the postseason. What was the biggest adjustment, I would say, from the regular season to the playoffs?
The biggest adjustment. I think for us, just refocusing after being down 2-1 to Atlanta. I think we went in, we won game 1, we didn't play the way we wanted to. We didn't finish the game we wanted to, and then obviously that caught up to us in games 2 and 3. But being able to refocus and find a way to honestly turn the page, and honestly put all of our egos aside. Like we were just like, yo, whatever you gotta do to win, let's do it. I don't really care what personally we got going on, what vendors we have, what agendas we're trying to get through, but let's find a way to win. And I think game 4, like after we did that, we're like, all right, let's build off this, and we kept building and building, and then rattle off like 13 straight.
We talk about late game closers, and in the fourth quarter of probably every game, every series that y'all had in the postseason, under 5 minutes. What was your thought process, bro? Even if y'all were down by 15 or 20, it seems as though, you always came through in the clutch. Like, what are you telling yourself in those moments?
One thing my dad always taught me is just never be afraid to fail.
Yeah.
And so just having the mindset of whatever happens in these moments, it's going to happen, you're going to learn from it. And even if it goes successfully, you're still going to learn from it. There's something you can always learn from. But I found the way to be comfortable in the situations. I learned in plenty of situations where I failed. And I've learned from them and I've gotten better. But I feel comfortable. I found the way to just kind of keep my mind at a good spot in those moments when people call it pressure. I feel comfortable in those moments.
You guys win a championship. You have a parade. There has to be one story you can tell us that we weren't able to see that was surprising and shocking to you at the Knicks parade, because I know the city was upside down. I need one good story that surprised you at the parade.
We seen cats sucking toes and all.
Oh.
Yeah. So not cat.
I'm gonna say cat. I'm gonna say cat.
It wasn't your cat, it was a cat.
The wildest thing from the parade would be, I didn't see this, but I guess the woman that was on the light pole post. I didn't see that with my own eyes, but when I saw it, yeah, y'all are crazy, man.
Y'all had the fans stripping?
I didn't see it, but it looked like it was a fight and it turned into a strip club, but I don't know.
Before we get to the next question, Ethos makes getting life insurance fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. There's no medical exam. You just answer this. I hope y'all don't know, getting everybody here ain't free. Come on. There's no medical exam. You just answer a few simple health questions. Get up to $3 million in coverage. Takes 10 minutes to get covered today with life insurance from Ethos. You get a free quote from ethos.com/nightcap. That's ethos.com/nightcap. Application times may vary, rates may vary. Back to our normal scheduled program. We see the Knicks championship, you have a parade. When you win a championship, how does Roman Reigns celebrate?
I wish we had performance and all that, and I wish I had like a really cool story to give you, but we usually work the next day. So.
And a whole lot of time to celebrate, huh?
I go straight to the bus and I get naked. That's what but yeah, no, there's just really no time. It depends, because every once in a while, you might have a day off and then you go in, if you were to work Saturday, then you have Sunday off. I've done that a couple years ago, which was pretty cool, and then you go back into work Monday. But yeah, no matter what you're doing, for me, if I have the people that I love around me, the people that I like to talk to, maybe a couple cold beverages to take the pain away, take the edge off, and then Monowia, and then let's get to bed and get ready to do it again.
Get ready the next day. Jalen, let me ask you this. If you could if there was another sport that you could play, what would you play? I can see you as a running back.
I'm not fast at all. I'm not gonna lie to you. Y'all see me move out there. Quick first step, but that's it.
That's it?
That's it. I would say, honestly, probably golf.
Golf.
I only say that because I mean I played all the different stuff when I was younger. I moved a lot as a kid, so it was tough to find different teams for all different sports. So basketball is obviously my number one. But now I truly wish I picked up golf when I was younger.
Right.
Because a lot of good things, business-wise, can happen on the golf course. You can beat a lot of your best friends and take a lot of their money as well. So, yeah, I wish I would have picked up golf sooner.
Well, you're learning at the right time, because if you get too good, the people that might do business with you are not going to want to do business with you if you beat their eyes out.
Yeah. So I'm not that good yet, but I wish I would have picked up sooner.
Okay. Hey, Ron, between travel, training, like eating, how do you maintain a great balance without burning out, in the sports you play?
Well, it's year round, so I mean that's kind of like the battle that I'm personally going through now. Because look, it's been a great summer. We're trying to have fun too. I mean, I got to show the wife a good time. So, and it's tough being on a diet when you're in situation. Like yesterday, we're at the Yankees game and they got a full spread, and I'm just looking at everything, and I'm like, oh, I can't have any of this stuff. You know what I mean? So there's a happy medium. I think the 80-20, kind of like, if you grind through the week and you take the weekend off as a civilian, that's great. And I think you can kind of look at that annually. So I try to keep the work in. I try to not get too far out. That way we don't have to kill ourselves to get back in. But you have to be a human. You got to be normal. And especially with this life, it's been a storybook. It's been so blessed that if I can do anything normal, I try to. So even with the schedule and even just like downtime and getting out of the diet, getting out of the training for a little while, and just being a human for, being a dad, being a husband, and not trying to just be a superstar the whole time. I think it definitely helps.
I got a question. It's kind of personal, but I like to get in people's business sometimes. When it comes to sports, when it comes to the corporate world, obviously we have colleagues, we have people that we work with. We don't always get along. Like sometimes I want to fight Joe, right? Is there anybody in the WWE that you really personally don't like?
I think that's an easy one to guess, but honestly, we don't do that here. That's a quick way to get me to leave. Now, honestly, it's weird because years ago, it was a different story. I'm in a different place, you know what I mean? It's a locker room. There is a camaraderie. It is a show, and we are all working together. So there is that friendship, and in the business, we call it being one of the boys. Being the boys, you know what I mean? And early on, you could easily say that's exactly what I was, but there was around a time when I kind of transformed into the tribal chief. Around COVID, when I came back, I had to make a choice of, do I want to be one of the boys, or do I want to be responsible for the championships? Do I want to pull the wagon? Do I want to make this business better? Do I want to advance the industry? And I had to make that choice, and I'll cleanly say now, I don't really have many friends anymore. I mean, I have my family, I got my blood, and that's real. We're not a faction, we're a family. People wonder, like, how long is this going to go on? Forever, until I'm back. But no, I mean, I'm not in the friend business. We're in the conflict business. We're in here to sell tickets to get y'all to see us go at it. And I don't really have to. I'm a businessman and I'm cordial with the locker room, but I'm not really trying to hang out with anybody.
Jay, we all play sports up here, and when you win a championship, how long did you give yourself? Because I didn't give myself a whole lot of time to enjoy the championship, because I was already thinking about, because I wanted to be special, is the repeat. Because there have been a lot of teams that's won one in a row. you become special when you can repeat and repeat. Well, let's do the repeat. How long did you give yourself before you started thinking about 2026, 2027 season?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, that first week was a very fun week. A very fun week.
Do you remember that first week?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Had to. What did I say? I think week 2 is when like, all right, I'm kind of like, not over it, but everyone's like, let's take a picture with the trophy. I was like, I'm tired of looking at this trophy already. I'm like, so week 3, I usually give myself about like 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
But beginning of week 3, I started to like lift and work out again, and jokingly, and then I realized that I needed to do something, and I got that procedure done. But yeah, I'm already back at it.
Already back at it.
Yeah.
So how long was this procedure that you had done? How long was that going to keep you really away from basketball activities as far as lifting, probably dribbling, going through your drills and doing things like that? How long were you off?
I mean, I'm already back in the gym.
Okay.
I'm obviously, this is very limited as well, but I'm doing whatever I can to make sure that I'll be good once this is off.
You know what? My bad, Joe. My bad. I'm gonna let you go. It's the off season, right? You back in the gym already. The thought process of wanting to repeat again. Obviously, the pieces you guys have right now are excellent, right? But you know it's add more. You know, it's like cooking food. Ain't nothing wrong with adding a little seasoning to it. Did you pitch to a certain player who's in free agency right now and has yet to decide where he wants to go and probably come to New York? I'm just asking.
You guys want to know? You guys want to know? All right. You guys are gonna love me for this. I got asked this question recently, and I answered it perfectly, truthfully. My job is to go out there, dribble the ball, put the ball in the hoop.
Yes.
Try and play a little defense. There's people who are above me that make jobs who determine who's on the team and who's not. So I leave the pitching to them.
Hey, JB, there's been some changes in the Eastern Conference.
Yep.
Y'all lose Mr. Robinson, but you get Drummond. You look at what Philly's done getting JB. What do you think? What do you think will be the biggest challenge for you guys in this Eastern Conference this year?
Most importantly, it's our mindset. Honest to God, it's our mindset because everyone's gotten better. Every team gets better in the off season, especially the East. East looks really good. But I think the way we approach this season is very important. Like Chad, Shannon said, repeat. Like I have not said that word until just then. Like we didn't say championship all last year. Like it wasn't in the team, like the players' vocabulary. Like, we weren't speaking on that. What's most important is like how do we come up every single day and try to find a way to improve ourselves, to be the best team we can be. It sounds cliche, it sounds boring, but that's how you keep all the extra BS out of the way, and that's how you remain focused.
You said, Ocho asked you about a certain individual being in free agency. You said, my job is to play basketball, get the guys ready to play, try to put the ball in the hoop as well as I possibly can. That not very many people have done, and now people are like, hold on, JB, you should have done that. You took a little less money in order to be able to keep the team together or build a team that you felt that could win a championship. And now you see teams like using that BS excuse about the second apron, about not wanting to go in the second apron, and you see, that's one of the reasons that the Boston Celtics gave for trading Jalen Brown. What are your thought process? And it seems like the Players Association said we're going to try to get rid of that second apron because teams they're using it as an excuse to potentially not play individuals. What are your thoughts on that?
I think there are pros and cons to it. Obviously, we would have loved, because of second apron, we had to lose Mitch, but I would have obviously loved to have him back. He was a big part of what we've been able to do. Yeah. I think it's the way you look at it. Everyone was talking about prior to the second apron, prior to the last 8 teams being different champions. Like we have too many super teams, you have too many players going to one team, and then you have these dynasties, and now we have 8 different teams winning, and now it's like, oh, now it's like a participation trophy. Like, yeah, what are we doing? Like, you guys want competition, or you guys don't want super teams? Like, what is it? So there's pros and cons to it. For me, I just navigate the best way I can. It's just controlling what I can control. I mean, it is what it is.
It seems to me like they want someone they can hate. It's kind of hard to hate somebody that just wins one. When you see when the Lakers started winning, man, we hate the Lakers. Or when the Bulls win, we hate the Bulls. They hate when teams win. The Warriors, people hated the Warriors because like that's too much. That's too much. And now, like you said, you get parity. You get teams winning every year. You don't really know. At the beginning of the year, like, ain't nobody beating Shaq and Kobe. Nobody's beating KD, Steph, and Clay, and Draymond. Nobody's winning that. So now we really don't know who's going to win at the end of the year. And it's seemingly people are getting upset because they don't know.
Wemby sucks.
JB!
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, when I feel like when something happens and then it becomes a norm, it's people tend to like switch. Like, all right, what can we find something new? What can we complain about now? But I mean, it is what it is. Honestly, I mean, I do it all over again. I don't care. I sacrifice whatever. Maybe one. It was worth it.
You versus Seth, SummerSlam. Does that title match feel any different?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I mean, if you just look at it from a basic standpoint, we're different performers now. We're veteran performers now. We're very experienced. We've gone through the fire on many occasions. So you're going to see two guys who came in together, went on our own routes, but I wouldn't say we're in the same destination. My promised land looks a little different than his, but
JB, I got a question.
But we're both at the top of the industry, and I think that's what you're going to witness. You're going to witness two of the best live performers to go at it, and I mean the work in the ring is going to speak for itself.
Roman, you are the best, Roman. We love you, Roman. We acknowledge you, Roman. We acknowledge you. Hey, JB, you're my favorite. Look at my shirt.
Speaking of
My birthday's
SummerSlam,
tomorrow. I need a photo.
what are your thoughts?
My birthday's tomorrow.
Well, like you can hear it.
Yeah.
I'll always pause and take a heartbeat to hear, especially if we have a live crowd, because that's what I perform in front of constantly. So it's immediate response. You get feedback and you say their names, and immediately there's something that happens. So that means it's working. And you have two guys, and this is it works perfectly when it's this way, when you have a veteran and then you have a newer superstar who has that thing, that we know it's just waiting to take off to the stratosphere. And that's what we have in Oba. He's still very new. He's still a very, green. I wouldn't say a shallow character because we just haven't had him around enough to go into the depths of that character of Oba Femi and what that looks like. But anytime you have two huge athletes, going at it like that, with Brock Lesnar against a Oba Femi, it's once in a lifetime, and we've been able to see it a couple times this summer. But that's the way it works in wrestling. It works in threes a lot of times, and anytime you can, have it good enough to have legs to go 3 times, you always want to crescendo and make it the very biggest. So that's what I'm expecting out of those boys.
JB!
Roman Reigns versus Oba.
Yes! Yes!
Well, look, I just said it. Oba's very new, and Oba's got a lot of work to do. Me, I'm as consistent and as tested as they come. So you already know what it is. I'm going to be there. The question is, can Oba make it all the way through? Can he find his way through the wilderness and find his way to the championship destination?
Roman Oba WrestleMania! OTC!
Okay, now, is there any downtime? A vacation, you go get away, or you back into the football? Did you and your wife and the kid, the young one, did you get a chance to get away and enjoy this championship?
Not yet. Soon. I've made it very apparent to be around New York to feel this energy.
Yes. Your life will never be the same again. You understand that, don't you?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
You're now the ninth wonder of the world. I mean, this is do you understand?
He every wonder of the world.
When they talk about Willis Reed, and they talk about Walt Clyde, and they talk about Earl Pearl, and all those guys that won that championship 53 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you really feel and understand what you just accomplished?
Absolutely not. I don't think it's going to settle for. I mean, obviously it's settled that we won, but to understand the magnitude of what this means to the city, what it means to the fans, I haven't really grasped that yet. But like I said, just being around the city, feeling the energy, like each and every day, like it becomes more and more real.
Yeah, but when you go to a restaurant and you don't have to pay, and you go to the gas station, you have to pay, you realize, like, okay, you get an opportunity to go to Rails, you're like, oh, Redlands, okay, Rails, okay, I like this.
I pay for gas. I pay for gas. It's really been it's been special, but I haven't really tried the whole. Am I going to pay for a meal yet in the city?
You never in your life.
And I'm not going to walk in and say, hey, I'm not paying either.
Never.
No, that's just arrogant. But
you walking in for free.
The city has definitely treated me right.
JB, aside from physical talents, what's the mental hurdle that a guy that a player has to get over to play professional basketball?
I would say it's obviously your mindset, it's your approach, it's your confidence, and I feel like for me, confidence comes from like your work ethic. So how I would explain it like to kids, like, hey, like you guys have a test coming up. If you cram to study the night before the test, you're not going to feel as prepared. You're not going to feel as confident walking into the test. But if you prepare well beforehand, you do the homework and you're studying and doing your stuff. By the time the test comes, it's like, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. So, how I've always felt, especially when I'm missing shots or I'm not feeling the best, I just quickly remind myself, like, I go through my routine. I do everything I have to do to be mentally and physically prepared for this game. My confidence comes from my work ethic. I say that to myself, and it kind of snaps me back in place.
Well, this weekend culminates with an event that's happening on Sunday. Obviously, it's the biggest event in the world. It's going to be watched by billion live, almost 2 billion people. Who do you have in the finals? You have Argentina and Messi, and then you have the Spaniards led by Jamal.
Justin Bieber halftime show!
It's going to be a great game. I'm really excited to see Bieber at halftime. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really hard to go against Messi, man.
It is, man.
It's really difficult. Like it's really difficult. Just watching the things he's being able to do for this long. It's special.
JP, I got a question.
You know what I mean? I'm from Florida. I live down in South Florida now, so I'm going to get on that Messi train. I'm going with Argentina.
Man, it's been unbelievable. Jalen, you were here the other day. So what's been the biggest thing that you've noticed about Fanatics Fest? Michael Rubin has done a great job. I mean, putting this on year after year, it gets bigger and bigger and better every single year. But what's one thing that when you come out and you see all these fans and they're wearing Knicks jerseys and they're shouting your name, what does that mean to you? What has it been like to see this thing grow over the years?
It's been unbelievable, honestly. It's something that I definitely enjoy, and to be able to meet the fans and spend some time with them on Thursday, it was really cool. To be able to do my pod on Thursday as well was awesome. So I feel like it's a great thing for fans to come and see their favorite athletes. And so, I mean, for me, honestly, like Roman said, like we just went backstage, and I kept it cool, but this man's an icon and a legend, and so as athletes, we're all fans of things too. So to be able to see people like that, it really brings a full circle. So I can imagine how some of you guys feel.
Roman, you can wrestle till you're 50. I mean, most sports you don't get an opportunity. 50. Is there an end date in sight? Have you said, like, you know what? I got another 5 years. I got another 3 years. Is there an end date in sight, or you just said, I'm going to go as long as I feel I can do the job? That's how far I'm going to go.
I definitely have a few more years, and you know what I'm doing now. I guess it just depends on what the schedule would look like, and you've seen other performers. You know, I just talked to Undertaker a few minutes ago, and he was like, "I'm working more than I did, in the past, than I did in the past 10 years," because he had a very nice schedule, but he put in a lot of work to get to that point. So I guess it just depends with that. I guess it depends on what the outside projects look like. But I mean, I definitely feel comfortable with a couple to 3 more years of just elite level top performance. I'm still in my prime. I still feel very good. I think it just gets to the point of, where do I want to put my attention? I have a lot of children. I want to, be able to give back that time to my wife that she sacrificed while I chase this dream. So I think in 3 years or so, we'll be able to figure out exactly what I want to do and what are going to be the variables that make me do that. Do I want to? How's my body feeling? Where am I mentally? Where am I at spiritually? Where's my family at? Where are my children at? What are they doing? What's the schedule look like for them? So we'll see, but I still feel good,
And plus, you kind of you did the wrestling, then you went to the movies, and you come back to wrestling. Are you going back into the movie scenes, or is that a big aspiration you saw what DJ did? He was wrestling, and he went to the movies and came back, and he comes back and forth. Is that something you potentially be interested in?
As I continued in the wrestling space, I started to feel all these different tools and skills being developed and sharpened. So for me, when the opportunity came, it was just like, man, it makes sense, and it will help my wrestling star continue to rise. But it was always just, I wanted to wrestle. And then once I got into wrestling, I was like, I want to be the very best wrestler, not only just in the industry, but from my family. And that's a tall task in its own right.
Yes.
But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now.
You're a wrestling fan. Give me Mount Rushmore.
My Mount Rushmore.
Your Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore.
My Mount Rushmore. Wow. I'm gonna put Roman. Like you said, my Rushmore. I'm putting Rhea. Ripley.
Real Ripley.
Jeff Hardy. I'm an Undertaker.
Okay.
Those 4. Yeah, those 4.
That's a Mount Rushmore.
Those 4.
You get asked that all the time because you know the wrestling because your family was in it. So you go back 30, as long as you can remember, wrestling. And you watch the transition of go from the old school to the NWA and the Georgia Championship Wrestling and Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. So who were some of your favorite wrestlers when you were growing up?
Well, it's hard for me not to be biased, but within my own family, my bloodline, we have to always go back to Dwayne's grandfather.
Hachi beat my dear.
He's the foundation of our family. Without him introducing it to my father and my uncle, Afansika, I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? So it's tough to go down that line, but because I'm so biased, I love what my family did, and I could see, my athleticism through them. But I would say, as far as a Mount Rushmore that I'm not on, because I would just throw me. Just put a big ass head, one of them, just me. But no, it's different because if you're a real fan, there's a couple of different shades and layers of this. Are we in ring? Are we just talking about the money and the business? So I tend to. Are we talking about the charisma and the talking? But to me, it's got to be the overall package. You got to have all of that, and we could go back to Cody's dad, The Dream. He was up there. Ric Flair. Someone for me that was big, and a lot of people do throw him in the Mount Rushmore talk, but Bret Hart.
Yep.
A different. That was more of a technical type of athletic in-ring guy.
Yes.
His, he wasn't like the most charismatic, but he was. you believed in what he was telling you. He was authentic to his character. Steve. Nobody likes Steve.
What?
Nobody did it like Dwayne. No one ever came in and did like 3 years and was like, Hollywood, here I come. You know what I mean? And it worked and it stuck. Then you got Cena. And then you got me. So, I mean, if you look at it, all the top guys, there's no way to put 4 of us on there.
Yeah, it's tough.
But we're all very similar, but we're all our own thing in our own right. You know what I mean? We all have that same fabric, but it just looks a little different.
Thank you. I'm sorry. We're moving at the speed that you like. We're getting a lot of lead time. That's why Amazon Prime can make the difference. It makes it easy to say yes when the moment show up. Same day delivery, it's on Prime. Available in select areas. Terms apply. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to find millions of items delivered fast. Thank you guys. That's it for Nightcap. Thank you.